Global players, a new update is on the way, and it has got to be one of the best updates ever, because one particular part of this update completely changes the way we approach this game moving forward. Let's talk about it. What up, Dokkanners? Welcome back to Tsunami for another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. Let's talk about Update 420. Update 420 is an amazing update because of one particular thing that they're changing, but there's also a couple other things. So let's talk about all of that. And then I also want to quickly touch upon something that happened as I was getting ready to make this video. So that has more to do with the future Dokkanning responsibly. But let's talk about this first. Update 420. It's going to be dropping in a couple of days, by the way. We're going to be getting maintenance on the 3rd of November, so this should be releasing after that maintenance is up. Optimized the mission page. So this is the first change, the quality of life change. They're basically just streamlining the missions tab. If you don't know what it already looks like, it's basically this. There wasn't really much of a problem here, but just to make it more seamless to transition between the various tabs here, like if you want to go to normal missions, you have to go to one separate window. Kami missions a separate window, Kinkai missions a separate window, special missions. It's just a lot of, toggling to a bunch of different windows. What they're basically trying to do is to speed that process up so that you don't have to do that, and it can be very easy to navigate across all the missions that you want to do, and maybe include some more, or maybe redefine how they want to cluster some of these missions. Because looking at this image here, I'm not seeing the Kami picture here. So it looks like we're getting daily, normal, event, trial, and portal of memories. So they're just streamlining the whole thing, revamping it from the ground up. I'm sure it's going to be a lot easier to manage. This kind of reminds me of the UI of the YouTube app that's currently on my phone. I don't know if it's probably the mobile app for everybody. At the top, it shows the channels of the channels you're subscribed to. And then if you click on one, like let's say you want to check out which videos are dropping on the middle video or the middle channel. So then you click on that, it's highlighted, then all the videos show up underneath that. So I think it's going to be kind of like that. Very streamlined, very easy. I'm okay with that. When it comes to these types of gacha games, like they always have to update it, make it more accessible to the general public. You yourself might be used to a certain way, but the more accessible they can make it to the general public, the better designed the game is. So let's move on. Revamped the daily missions. Okay. Daily missions that are available every day will be revamped. Please know that you'll not be able to complete the old daily missions after this maintenance. So they're going to be changing it. Okay. So the daily missions that were there, I mean, it's funny. I think I'm like one of 3 people in Dokkan that actually do the daily missions. I have never missed a single daily mission. Complete all specified missions, clear any 2 stages, clear any stage once, Baba Shop, train, summon from the friend summon, clear a stage 3 times, and Turtle School. I would do that every single day and then some. I would also even do the Hercule World Tournament thing where you can get some Zenny. I would do that at the bottom right here. I would also do, well, this isn't really a daily mission, but I would also do the Pan event whenever that's around, and the Hidden Potential stage, as well as Training in the Clouds. I am a hardcore Dokkanner, folks, so I did all of that. So I'm assuming that whatever happens with this will probably be something where it's a lot easier and more, I don't know, accessible for people, like they'd actually want to do it. Hopefully that's something that they try to work on. But here is the biggest update in recent memory that I can think of that is going to be massively beneficial to Dokkan players. So this is the big change. Adjusted the stamina restored when player rank is raised. The stamina restored by having your rank raised can exceed your maximum stamina. The stamina restored when rank is raised. So this is an example. At level 12, he has 279 extra stamina. What the heck? If your rank is raised more than 1 level in one go, your stamina after your rank is raised will be the remaining stamina plus the stamina restored for each level raised. The stamina restored in the above image is the sum of the remaining stamina and the stamina restored by having 11 levels raised. That's why. So if you don't understand what this means, let me just explain it to you for a little bit. A lot of times, for myself, definitely for me, and I know a lot of you guys experience the same problem, during especially like the double XP weekend, the triple XP, not weekend, but campaigns, you'll find yourself quite often at maximum XP. The blue gauge at the top would be almost full, with the number required to send it over the edge very minimal, like 30 or 40. And then your stamina is empty, but then you go to sleep. You wake up the next day, you look, your stamina gauge is full, the orange bar underneath is full, as well as the blue gauge. That means that when you spend any little bit of stamina to do a particular event, you clear that event, that XP will be just enough to send your blue gauge overflowing, thereby ranking you up and resetting your stamina. Unfortunately, all of that spare stamina that was already there will be lost in the ether. It will just be gone. So what people would have to do is they would have to go into 23-8, do some link leveling, try to get some free links along the way, and then before they can complete the level, they would quit, come back, and keep repeating this process until they burn as much stamina as possible, then having whatever little stamina left go back in to actually complete the event for keeps, and thereby getting the XP. It's a very tedious process. It was necessary to optimize and get the most out of the stamina, but it caused a lot of headache because you'd have to sit there and effectively double grind. Once all the way through with the original bar, then once you rank up for real, go through that bar again and empty it out again. Kind of an advanced technique, not something that a lot of players would typically do, but I know a lot of you understand what I'm talking about. Now, with this change, you no longer have to do that. It will just overflow and preserve all of that stamina that you would have had. So if I'm at 291, I'm full, I spend 23 of that stamina to do 23-8, and then I rank up. All of that remaining stamina will be added on to my next 291 gauge. So I will then be able to use all of that stamina, spare stamina, and have it actually count toward my XP gains, which is a massively beneficial update. I'm so glad that they're doing this, because with all of these like triple XP, quadruple XP campaigns, with the stamina being cut in half, I think for the upcoming celebration, we're probably going to have a combination of the two. This is going to be vastly useful, so I'm really glad they're doing that. Optimize the returning login bonus screen. Okay. I never really had a problem with this one, but I can see what they changed here. They're adding the little claimed crosshairs at the top. Basically, before, it was either grayed out or it wasn't, and sometimes some confusion would come up where if the bar is grayed out, does that mean that you already got it, or you were supposed to have received it or not? So I think they're basically just trying to make it a little bit more explicit for people to understand. It says claimed, it says next, so it should be very obvious to understand where you are in terms of your login schedule. So that's cool. I'm glad they did that. You know, anything that they can do to make the game more easily accessible for everyone, that's important. That is game design 101. Implemented the returning missions. What the heck? Returning? Oh, okay. I don't think this really applies to me, but this will apply to returning players. Special missions that can be attempted during the returning period will become available soon. So they're just going to shove that in the main home screen for those of you who are returning players. Doesn't really apply to most of you. Fixed an issue with certain passive skills and an issue with an active skill animation. Okay. Stay tuned for update 420. Well, whenever that is, it's most likely going to be happening concurrently with the whole thank you stuff, the maintenance on the 3rd and 4th. So in the next couple of days, we will be getting this maintenance. You might want to consider, honestly, maybe not even doing too much of the link level grinding, just because in the off chance you possibly come again with that situation where you've got a full XP gauge and also a full stamina gauge, instead of having to, you know, waste all that stamina by quitting and all that, maybe consider dialing it back just a little bit for a couple of days until we get this update, and then you can go do exactly what you want to do with your link level grinding, and now you can just have it simply overflow. It's a lot easier to not even have to think about that now. But that's just up to you, because it is still going to be a couple of days from now, so I don't know if people are going to want to wait around. I know I wouldn't. But lastly, I want to quickly touch upon something that's happening on JP. As of me doing this video, something happened over on JP. Breaking news, well, not breaking news by the time you're watching this, but breaking news at the time. 2 more EZAs have been announced for JP. Why is this relevant to global players? You guys know I love to Dokkan responsibly. I like to talk about some of the upcoming EZAs so that you guys can better prepare for those EZAs by simply farming out the medals, getting the hidden potential orbs required, maybe potentially farming up some SA for them through, you know, various story events and whatnot. Boosting up their super attacks from free-to-play means is always beneficial. I've had these guys rainbow for a while, but now they're actually going to be good, which is nice. So let's take a look at what they do. Post EZA, this Trunks becomes just an amazing Super Battle Road unit. He goes from all types 25% stats to all types key players 60%. Cause supreme damage, raises attack and defense by 50% for 6 turns. Major change from this. And then attack and defense plus 80%, attack plus 80% when performing a super attack, plus an additional attack and defense plus 80% when facing only one enemy, plus an additional defense plus 160, and medium chance of guarding all attacks when facing 2 or more enemies. Defense plus 160 combined with raising attack and defense for 6 turns by 50%. You could stack this multiple times already, and you combine that with this 160% defense. He is going to be your tank on Super Battle Road. This guy is ready to go for Super Battle Road. And if you thought that was good, take a look at this guy. So this guy, as you can see, once again, pretty weak stats, pretty weak kit overall. With the EZA, he becomes all-type key plus 360%, raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage, greatly lowers defense, attack and defense plus 60%, attack and defense plus 60%, and attack enemies attack minus 30% when performing a super attack. Recovers 10% HP whenever HP is 90% or below. Plus an additional attack plus 60% when the target enemy is in attack down status, defense down status, stunned, or sealed. What? That's a lot. Basically, when the target enemy has any sort of affliction, you get an extra 60%. Oh yeah, and then you heal basically all the time. So both of these units got a much needed upgrade. They are both very good. And like I said, the reason why I'm telling you global players, if you possibly have these SSRs, you want to take Baba them or use them on somebody else, don't. Start to save up. Global is going to be getting these guys probably in like 4 to 5 months, 6 months, easy. So until then, start saving up, start preparing, farm up some medals, maybe farm out the super attack for these units through various story events. Just look out for them during your summons in future banners. We got a Gogeta banner coming up, which will be talked about in the next video. So a lot of different ways for global players to start planning ahead for these units. That is why it is amazing to be a global player, because you get the gift of time so that you can Dokkan responsibly. Anyway, that is it for this update for 20. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments, what is your favorite thing about this update? Is it the stamina revamp? Is it the missions? Is it the UI being changed for the missions page? Or something else that I missed? Or maybe the 2 EZAs that I mentioned at the end? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future. And click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it! Thanks again. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.